Hello GAPS families, welcome back. I want you to imagine something with me for a moment today. For example, it's a Sunday evening. You have finally got your child to sleep after a long, difficult day. You have read the GAPS book, you know the principles, you have a list of allowed foods. But now, standing in your kitchen, you are faced with a terrifying question. What do I actually cook tomorrow morning? You open your fridge, there is some meat, there are vegetables, but you are exhausted. You are overwhelmed, and in that moment of fatigue, the temptation to reach for a processed, convenient option, something you know isn't on the protocol, feels almost irresistible. If this sounds familiar, you are not alone. This is the reality for countless parents trying to navigate the GAPS diet without a roadmap. We will talk about the roadmap today. Meal planning, prepping, diet charts, all these things. Stick to the end. Hello lovely parents, this is your dietitian and CGP Pooja, and welcome back to my corner of the healing world. Okay, so the GAPS diet is powerful. A 2024 pilot study found that children following the protocol saw a 23% decrease in autism symptoms and 29% decrease in behavioral challenges. But power without direction is chaos, and chaos leads to burnout. Today, we are going to solve that problem. We are going to talk about the 4 food-related pillars of GAPS success: meal planning, meal prepping, menu planning, and customized diet charts. These are not optional luxuries. They are non-negotiable foundation that separates families who heal from the families who burn out. More importantly, I am going to walk you through my entire process in a nutshell. How I gather each child's unique information, build their personalized diet chart, and turn that chart into actionable weekly and monthly meal plans, complete with grocery list and sourcing guidance. And we will end with a critical truth: the cost of doing GAPS without this structure is far greater than the investment in getting it right. Let's start with a fundamental truth. Your child is unique. Their gut microbiome is unique. Their sensory profile is unique. Their nutritional needs are unique. And their healing journey must reflect that. The GAPS protocol provides the framework, but within that framework, there is infinite room for customization. And that customization is what separates success from stagnation. When I first work with a family, I don't hand them a generic meal plan. I don't say, here are 30 days of meals, good luck. That would be like giving someone a map of an entire continent and saying, find your way home. Instead, I start by gathering what I call the vital information. This includes certain factors. For example, the child's age, weight, and growth trajectory. Their ethnicity or traditional way of eating, like a pattern. I assess their specific GAPS stage that to be followed as per their condition, for example, introduction diet or full GAPS, etc. Their known food sensitivities and allergies, their sensory preferences like crunchy, smooth, warm, cold, etc. Their current digestive symptoms or any nutritional deficiencies identified through any testing that has been done. But I just don't stop there. I also cross-reference this with WHO nutritional standards to ensure that every plan meets the fundamental requirements for healthy growth and development. As WHO recommends different dietary standards for different geographical regions or continents. For example, Asian origin standards would be different from an European origin standards. This is critical. The GAPS diet is restrictive, and restriction without careful planning can lead to nutritional gaps. My job is to ensure that doesn't happen. Once I have this vital information, I create a customized diet chart. This is not a list of random meals. It is a strategic document that outlines, for example, the specific foods allowed at each stages, the order of introduction, the portion sizes, like the amounts appropriate for your child's age and weight, The nutritional targets for calories, proteins, fats, and key micronutrients. This chart is your roadmap. It tells you not just what to eat, but when, how much, and in what order. Without it, you are navigating in the dark. Now, a diet chart on paper is useless unless it translates into action. That's where meal planning comes in. Once the master chart is complete, I break it down into weekly and monthly meal plans. Why weekly and monthly? Because variety is essential to prevent burnout and ensure nutritional diversity. But too much varieties creates decision fatigue as well. So here is my approach. Weekly meal plans, for example, for an older kid, each week has a theme. Monday might be chicken soup, Tuesday might be beef or lamb and vegetable stew, depending on preferences, of course. Wednesday is leftovers, Thursday is a ground meat dish, Friday is eggs for dinner, Saturday is roast meat, Sunday is a new recipe or a family favorite. This structure reduces daily decision making while still allowing for rotation. Now talk about monthly meal plans. Each month I create a rotating menu that incorporates seasonal produce, batch cooked staples and new recipes to keep things interesting. This prevents the dreaded gaps rut where you are eating the same 3 meals over and over. But the real magic happens when you take this plan and turn it into meal prepping. So meal prepping on gaps is not about spending hours in the kitchen every Sunday. It's about strategic, efficient batch cooking. The research supports this. Parents who plan and prep report feeling more in control, less burned out, and more consistent with the diet. Here are my top meal prep strategies for gaps. Number 1, cook once, eat 3 times. For example, when you roast a whole chicken, use the meat for 3 different meals. Crispy wings with sauerkraut, shredded chicken soup, and chicken salad with avocado. This is a lifesaver. Number 2 could be batch cook staples. Make a massive pot of meat stock once a week. Freeze it in silicone trays or mason glass jars. Roast several pounds of vegetables at once. Cook a large batch of ground beef or chicken and portion it out. Number 3, prep your ferments. Keep a dedicated fridge space for sauerkraut, kefir or other ferments. Again, depending on needs. Label them. Make them weekly or monthly as part of your routine. Number 4, create a running shopping list. Keep a list on your fridge as you run out of staples and add them immediately. This ensures you are always prepared for your next shopping trip. Number 5, shop strategically. Focus on the perimeter of the grocery store where fresh produce, meats and dairy live. Prioritize quality grass-fed, pasture-raised, organic, but do the best with your budget. It's about progress, not the perfection. Now one can ask how my parents who are working with me usually do it. Well, they have the master diet charts along with the weekly, monthly meal planner and grocery list as part of the meal plan handy. They just need to count approx amount of the food items for a week for their kids. Say chicken. For example, if the diet says a kid needs 150 grams of chicken daily, combining breakfast, lunch, dinner, then 150 multiplied by 7 for a week would be 1 kilo and 50 gram approx of chicken. Now that is the total amount for chicken is needed for the week. Same goes with all the items. Easy, yeah? When you combine a customized diet chart with a structured weekly plan and efficient meal prep, you transform the GAPS diet from a daily burden into a manageable, even enjoyable routine. Now let's talk about 2 more critical components, menu planning and grocery guidance. Menu planning is different from meal planning. Meal planning is about the structure of your week. Menu planning is about the specific recipes and dishes you will prepare. When I create a menu plan for a family, consider sensory preferences. Is your child a crunchy kid? We will include baked zucchini chips and crispy chicken skins, for example. Do they prefer smoothie kind of foods? We will focus on silky soups, puree and pates. Stage appropriate foods. Stage 1 requires simple boiled meats and broths. Latter stages allow for nut flours, baked goods, and raw vegetables. Your menu must watch your child's current stage. Variety within limits. Even on a restricted diet, there is room for creativity. We rotate proteins like chicken, beef, lamb, fish, etc. Vegetables like zucchini, cauliflower, carrot, squash. And preparation methods: roasted, steamed, boiled, raw, even when it is allowed. Now, grocery guidance is the final piece. A beautiful menu plan is useless if you can't find the ingredients. I provide families with detailed shopping list organized by category. Proteins like grass-fed beef, pastured chicken, wild-caught fish, organ meats, eggs, etc. Vegetables allowed non-starchy options, seasonal picks, and preparation notes. Fats, ghee, coconut oil, tallow, lard, olive oil, etc. Ferments like sauerkraut, kefir, yogurt, homemade, or specific store-bought brands if it's allowed. Pantry staples, sea salt, herbs, spices, nut flours in latter stages. I also guide families on where to buy. Provide a list for US people or European people from where to source. Local farmers and butcher shops are often the best sources for affordable, high quality meat. Bulk buying, like investing in half a cow if you're eating, or a whole pig if you are eating that, of course, can save significant money over time. Online resources like Azure Standard or Thrive Market can provide organic staples at discounted prices. And for those on a tight budget, conventional options are acceptable. The diet itself is more important than perfection. The level of guidance eliminates the guesswork. You don't have to wonder, is this cut of meat allowed, or where can I find fermented vegetables without sugar? You have a clear, actionable roadmap. Now let's talk about the most important part, actually following the plan. A diet chart is a tool, but a tool only works if you use it. And the way you use it is by integrating it into your daily, weekly, and monthly routines. Let's talk about daily. Each morning, you look at your weekly plan. You know what's for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You pull any needed items from the freeze to thaw. You prepare ferments or side dishes as it is needed. Now, weekly, you do your batch cooking. You make your meat stock. You roast your vegetables. You cook your proteins. You portion everything into containers. You label them with the date and contents. Then monthly, you review your child's progress. You look at your daily journal. You adjust the menu plan based on what worked and what didn't. You update your shopping list. You order bulk items from your suppliers. The key is consistency, not perfection, not speed, just showing up day after day, following the plan. When you follow this system, something remarkable happens. The chaos recedes, the anxiety diminishes. You stop spending mental energy on what's for dinner, what's for lunch, and start spending it on what matters. Connecting with your child, celebrating their progress, and nurturing your own well-being. The research supports this. Structured mealtime routines and visual planning tools reduce anxiety and improve nutritional outcomes for autistic individuals. When you remove the daily decision-making burden, you free up cognitive and emotional resources for healing. Now, let's address a hard truth. Some parents look at the cost of a customized program, the diet charts, the weekly plans, the ongoing support, and they hesitate. They think, can't I just follow a free template I found online? I want to be very clear with you. The cost of doing gaps without this structure is far, far greater than the investment in getting it right. Here's what you risk when you follow a generic one-size-fits-all approach. Number one is nutritional deficiencies. The GAPS diet is restrictive. Without careful planning, your child may miss critical nutrients like calcium, vitamin D, or certain B vitamins. A loss in calories overall. This can lead to poor growth, fatigue, and stalled healing. Number two could be prolonged suffering. If you introduce foods in the wrong order or at the wrong stage, you can trigger unnecessary die-off reactions or food sensitivities. Your child may regress and you may abandon the diet altogether, convinced it doesn't work. Number 3 is burnout and abandonment. The number one reason families quit gaps is overwhelm. Without a plan, every meal becomes a crisis. Eventually, you run out of steam, you reach for the processed foods, and the healing stops. Number 4 could be wasted time and money. You buy expensive ingredients that you don't know how to use. You make meals your child refuses to eat. You spend hours in the kitchen with nothing to show for it. This is not just frustrating, it's demoralizing. Number 5 is missed healing opportunities. Every day you struggle with the what and how of gaps is a day your child is not healing. Their gut remains inflamed, their brain remains dysregulated, their potential remains untapped. And of course, I don't share this to scare you. I share this because I have seen it happen over and over to well-intentioned, hard-working parents. And it breaks my heart. The families who succeed on gaps are not the ones with the most willpower. They are the ones with the best system. They have a plan, they have support, they have roadmap that is tailored to their child's unique needs. My customization diet charts and meal plans are not a luxury. They are the difference between surviving gaps and thriving on it. We have covered a lot today. Let me summarize the key. For example, meal planning gives you structure. It answers the questions, what's for dinner, before you are standing in front of an open fridge at 5 p.m. Meal prepping gives you efficiency. It turns batch cooking into a weekly ritual, not a daily crisis. Menu planning gives you variety. It ensures you are rotating foods, introducing new recipes, and keeping meals interesting for your child. Customized diet charts give you precision. They ensure your child's unique nutritional needs are met, their sensitivities are respected, and their healing is accelerated. And all of these tools work together. They transform the GAPS diet from an overwhelming, confusing protocol into a manageable, sustainable lifestyle. When I work with a family, I don't just hand over a chart and wish them good luck. I work with them through the entire process. We gather the vital information. We create the master chart. We break it into weekly and monthly plans. We build the shopping list and sourcing guides. We troubleshoot challenges. We celebrate wins together. Because the goal is not just to follow a diet. The goal is to heal your child, to see them calm, focused, connected, and thriving. If you are ready to stop guessing and start healing, I am here to help. Reach out. Let's build your child's roadmap together. If you need help with planning the diet charts, meal prepping or meal planning, or if you need more clarity about the GAPS diet process and need a hand-holding step-by-step guidance along with the customized meal plan targeted only to your child's progress, then go ahead and book a free one-on-one call session if you like to grab one. Link is given below. Follow me on my Instagram for more short and visual infos. My Instagram ID is given in the description as well. And if this video was helpful, please like and share it with another GAPS parent who might be feeling lost in the guesswork. Thank you for being here today. Now go plan, prep, and heal. Bye-bye.